Shields up, Iron Breakers, and 2026 continues to be the year that just keeps on giving when it comes to gaming releases that I'm personally interested in. So a couple of years ago, we played a game here on the channel called Granblue Fantasy Relink. This is a project that I had been following for quite some time. Platinum Games was actually involved in this project at some point, even though eventually they left. But basically, when the game came out, we played the crap out of it. I've put in over 250 hours into this game. We did all of the endgame activities. We unlocked a bunch of characters, did a bunch of builds, played with friends. It was just absolutely phenomenal. You guys can still find those streams here on the channel. We just had a blast with it. So I was really surprised when during the recent Nintendo Direct, a new version of that game gets announced. And I was actually confused because they said Granblue Fantasy Relink Endless Ragnarok. And I was wondering, okay, so is that just a fancy name that they're giving this Switch version of the game that is coming out? But turns out that no, this is actually going to be kind of like an ultimate version, if you want to compare it to something like a Monster Hunter. So they're re-releasing the game with a bunch of DLC attached to it. You can also buy the DLC separately, but there hasn't really been a whole lot of detail in regards to what we can expect from the content. That is until very, very late the last night, they put out a video that, gives us all of the details. And I haven't watched the video yet, but I figured I'd watch it with you guys and we can check out all of the new things that are going to be coming to the game. And in case you guys are confused, like what the hell is Granblue Fantasy Relink, I'm fairly certain they're going to be talking about it in this video as well. So let's jump right in. This is developed by Games, by the way. Islands drift upon a sea of clouds. Blue world of splendor. I think the audio might be a little bit loud. Yeah, dude. This game was a ton of fun. Boss fights were friggin' epic. Legends are meant to grow.
When the world ends, the sky shall burn crimson, lighted by wrathful flames of the gods.
To defy endings set in stone.
No mercy. If you hope to survive against them, you'll need to be ruthless.
Some of those things are new. Forge new links.
What did I say?
Now, here's the thing about this. I know that a lot of people that actually play Granblue Fantasy, because Granblue Fantasy is a mobile gacha game, and this game is not a gacha, okay? Granblue Fantasy Relink is not a gacha. Before you guys are like, oh my god, all of this, build up and it's a gacha game? No. But I'm just going to say that a lot of people watching this will likely know these characters. I don't, because I don't play the gacha, so I don't actually know these characters. But yeah, there's new characters.
Yo! What did I say? Never stood a chance!
Keep formation, Beatrix. Pierce the darkness! Fight me like you mean it!
I'll help with my
Shatter the
summoning
bounds
powers.
of judgment.
Heck yeah! Glad to have you in the ring with us, Lyria.
I think that summons are
Messenger
new.
of catastrophe, rain judgment on our souls!
Fight on
Prove
beneath the
yourself
endless
worthy of
skies.
the apex. I shall await your arrival.
You get a mech
Ready
now?
yourself. By sword and shield, or fang and claw. We will keep this realm safe.
Just wonder if that god is satisfied with its vessel.
Granblue Fantasy Relink Endless Ragnarok.
皆様、こんにちは。
Hello everyone.
グランブルーファンタジーシ
I'm
リーズ
Tetsuya
クリエイティ
Fukuhara,
ブディレ
creative
クターの
director of the
福原
Granblue
哲也
Fantasy
です
series.
2024年に
2024
3D
released a 3D action
として
RPG
発
Granblue
売した
Fantasy
グランブ
Relink.
ルーファンタジー
And
リリン
thanks
ク
to
は
your support,
おかげさまで世
we've
界累
reached
計販
over
売本数
2 million
200万
copies
本を
sold
突破いたしま
worldwide.
した。
That's pretty good.
たくさんの方にプレイ
The
して
dev
いた
team
だく
is
ことがで
incredibly
き、
grateful
開発チーム一
that
同
so
嬉
many
し
of
く
you
思っ
have
てい
played
ま
our
す。
game.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you so much.
この度、
Today
その
we're
リリン
excited
ク
to
に
announce a bold step
様々な
forward for
追加要素
Relink
が
with
加
an
わり、
enhanced
大
version
きく
of the
進化し
original
た
game.
グランブルーファンタ
Proud
ジ
to
ーリリンク
introduce
エンドレスラグ
Granblue
ナロク
Fantasy
の発売
Relink
が決定いた
Endless
しました。
Ragnarok.
新たな物語、そし
From
て
an all-new
さらに
story
進
to
化したバト
refined
ルなど、
combat,
シングルプレイ、
whether
マルチ
solo
プレ
or
イの
with
両方で
friends,
リリンクの世
there
界
are
をさら
even
に
more
深く
ways to
楽しんでいた
explore
だ
the
ける
world of
内容に
Relink.
なっています。前作のおさらいと
We've put together a
本作
video
の
that
新たな要
recaps
素
the
を紹介
original
する映
game
像を
while
ご用意
also
していますの
showcasing
で、
what's new
ぜ
in
ひ
Endless
最後までご覧
Relink.
ください。
So make sure to watch until the end.
Our
It's a new
tale
trailer.
begins in the Sky Realm, where myriad islands float in a sea of clouds. Led by an intrepid captain, a band of Skyfarers seek the mythical island of Estelucia. Their adventures, ushered by some fateful wind, would lead them toward a forgotten corner of the Sky Realm, Zeka Grande Skydom. There they encountered primal beasts, mighty beings who act as island wardens. And together, they thwarted the shadowy Church of Avia. Ultimately, they even witnessed the descent of the God of Destruction.
And then we beat his ass.
The crew overcame these trials with their unbreakable bonds, driving chaos from the Skydom and restoring order to the world. However, the winds of fate have begun to stir once more, threatening this peace. From the darkness slink beasts of apocalyptic potential, leaving destruction in their wake. What was once an adventure concluded becomes an endless Ragnarok.
Okay.
Next up, we'll review Relink's base features.
Party-based combat, quests, and progression, yep.
First and foremost, it's an action RPG where a party of 4 characters adventure and do battle across the Sky Realm. This party-based system is its defining feature. Each character sports distinct gameplay mechanics, allowing for a whole crew full of unique playstyles.
Eugen was
Weave
the
these
best.
playstyles together using satisfying party-based attacks, like link attacks and chain bursts, to really make combat soar. Just look at those fireworks. As the story unfolds, so too does the number and variety of playable quests, over 160 in fact. From boss fights filled with unique mechanics, to survival missions teeming with enemies, exhilarating challenges abound. Not to mention, every quest is playable with up to 4 players online.
And by the way, if you don't have 4 players, don't worry, because you can bring in a party of NPCs and you can play it completely solo if that's what you want to do. It is way more fun with other players, but it's perfectly viable to play most of the game solo. I think even down to the end game, you can do that solo as well.
Play at your own pace, or dive into hardcore in-game content. There's something for every Skyfarer to enjoy. To help flesh out the journey, the game includes tons of customization and progression elements.
Yeah, you really do end up making your builds that change the way
These
you
include
play.
flexible character builds, a variety of side quests, and hunts for collectibles. The list goes on, but all of these features and more are further expanded upon in Endless Ragnarok. So, let's take a look at those new features coming in Endless Ragnarok. Although the chapter on Lilith's schemes has been firmly closed by the crew, just as the seasons change, so too does a new tale arrive in the Zeka Grande Skydom. While the crew is still basking in a well-earned victory, Sovan and Tway-Yin of the Eternals step in to warn of an encroaching menace.
How's my captain?
In the original Relink, they joined the crew as special playable characters, eager to add their expertise to the captain's roster. But now, they'll brandish their weapons against the captain in a resolve-testing battle that only the Eternals could proctor. The greatest swordsman and archer in the Sky Realm will stand before the crew, who must now prove themselves worthy of facing the many trials awaiting in Endless Ragnarok.
Let's give him a taste of eternal splendor!
Way ahead of you.
Among those many trials are the apocalyptic Ragnalia. Stronger than any of the monsters previously fought in Zeka Grande, these fiends threaten to tear the land asunder. Their appearance and source of power lie shrouded in mystery, but take heart. Endless Ragnarok's many secrets and more are waiting to be untangled, and there's only one crew up to the job. Even Beelzebub, of Granblue Fantasy vs. Infamy, will descend to inflict cruelty anew. His power and dominion are even grander than the Ragnalia, providing yet another insurmountable challenge for the party. As for his true objectives, you'll have to sit tight to find out more.
Chaos tier quests.
Speaking of challenges, the Crew Alliance Rafal have teamed up with the Eternals to offer Chaos tier quests. These represent some of the most difficult missions in the game, but in turn, provide new avenues for powering and gearing up the crew to face the Ragnalian threat. Greater
Yeah, like I
threats
said,
require
summons
greater
are new.
firepower, namely, summons. Lyria, eager to support her allies, decides to enter the fray with her ability to call and control primal beasts.
Much as they've helped me.
Calling summons is simple. First, obtain a summonable ally over the course of the story and then equip them. They'll materialize at your command. Once materialized, most summons
Damn.
can be freely controlled, but act quickly as their presence is temporary. Other allies will provide supportive boosts and beneficial stat increases. And a special few will be automatically invoked by Lyria if the party pulls off a primal burst, a new type of chain burst, making for a truly megalithic 1-2 punch to end your foes.
Whoa!
Of course, Relink's beloved 4-player online co-op is making a triumphant return. But this time, the co-op is crossing new boundaries with multi-platform crossplay.
So you'll be able to play with any
Nintendo
platform?
Switch 2, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, or Steam.
That is
Whichever
really good.
vessel Skyfarers choose to pilot, they'll be able to fly with their crew.
Kind of sucks that there's no
Also,
Xbox, though.
Nintendo Switch 2 pilots can play together using its local communication feature.
I love ad hoc play. New solo mode.
And for those who prefer to fly solo, we're introducing an all-new single-player mode.
Looks like a roguelike type of situation.
Introducing the Conflux, a twisting labyrinth manifested from chaotic energy whose abyssal depths await brave explorers. With randomly generated stages, this abyss is
Wait, why wouldn't you let people do this in co-op? Like, I get it, it's great that it supports single player, but this sounds like something I would also want to do in co-op. Am I crazy? Because, like, the end game of Granblue Fantasy was fantastic if it did it in co-op, and you can still do it in single player by bringing in, NPCs. I don't get it. Why not allow you to do it solo and co-op?
anything but predictable. However, intrepid pathfinders might just survive if they make use of Conflux-specific buffs to bolster their surveys.
Yeah, it's a roguelike mode.
The deeper the party traverses, the stronger they get, providing a fresh spin on adventure that differs from quests. Stages come in several different difficulty tiers, and by conquering them, the crew will be awarded with powerful equipment and materials which can be used to enhance and awaken new strength and weapons. Relink's playable roster sports an
Which
impressive
I think that those will also pass on to multiplayer, if I'm not mistaken.
number of characters, so navigating the dangers of the Conflux just might be the ticket for players who want to build up multiple crew members. Last but certainly not least, let's talk new characters. Relink featured an impressive cast including over 20 playable characters, but even more making their debut in Endless Ragnarok. For starters, we'll dive into Miss Undying Blue herself, Beatrix.
Heard a lot of people excited about this character.
Yo!
Pack-bound to the seal weapon Imbrask, Beatrix is the wild card of the society. Her main playstyle revolves around brutal close combat, which combined with her devil-may-care personality, results in a character who's more than eager to get into the action.
Go for it! Come on! It's
Pressing the unique attack button causes Beatrix's delta clock to advance.
Get some!
Depending on the position of the clock's hand, Beatrix will shift between buffs, which enhance her attack, defense, or healing specs, whatever the battle requires. Even better, once the clock's gauge is filled, she'll enter the Devour Causality mode. This increases her attack speed, greatly enhancing her combo potential. Although supporting allies isn't really Beatrix's style, if she's the one getting buffed and healed, she makes for an aggressive offensive specialist who dishes out combos like nobody's business. If you want to break the enemy line, then break some enemy faces, she's the character for you.
She looks like a beast.
Granblue Fantasy Relink, Endless Ragnarok, is launching on July 9th, 2026 for Nintendo Switch 2, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and Steam.
My question at this point is like, is it better for us to use existing saves? Because like I would rather play it on PC even though I have a save on PlayStation 5. Or is it Is it a situation where you'd want to play it from start because they've changed stuff? I hope that they address that because there's still quite a bit of runtime in the video.
Players who've already played Relink will be able to purchase the Endless Ragnarok upgrade kit,
Yeah.
allowing them to continue their adventures with existing save data.
Yeah, see, we can bring
Alongside
the save
the
data
standard edition,
over.
a special edition will also be available, which includes a selection of in-game items.
I've never liked some of the stuff that they've done with items because even though it's not like super OP stuff, but they do give you certain items that have gameplay implications, and I absolutely hate that. Now, you can't repeatedly get those items, but you can get items that do have gameplay implications. At least you could. I remember them, when they showcased the stuff that they were selling for Granblue Fantasy Relink. I didn't like it. I was like, listen, I love this game. The stuff that you're selling is really dumb because it affects gameplay. Like, I even remember one of the better, it's not gems, I forget what they're called, but like there's these items that you can get to slot into your character that affect like your character's power. One of the better ones was being sold as like a microtransaction. You couldn't get multiple of them, which you might want, but you could get at least one. And I always thought that was like, bro, you shouldn't have done that. That's some garbage right there. It didn't stop my enjoyment of the game, but it did make it feel like icky that they were selling stuff that would affect gameplay.
Just the first production run of the physical version, or who buy the digital version early enough, will receive special purchase bonuses, including items which are useful during the beginning stages of the game. For full details,
and in the original, there was at least one or two items that were very useful for the end game.
Please visit our official website. Of course, the Psy Store, the official online store of Psy games, will also carry the standard edition of the game, as well as a Psy Store-only bundle featuring unique merch. Next, with release fast approaching, we're happy to announce a closed beta.
March 13th? Really? Yeah, I'll just have a beta on the release of Stories 3. Why not? Why not?
Beta to test out Endless Ragnarok's crossplay. It's set to start on March 13th and conclude on March 16th. And for all of you Donut fans, Beatrix will be available during this beta test. If you make it in, you'll get to try out her aggressive gameplay ahead of the pack. Participation will be decided by lottery, and official entry will begin right after this video has finished premiering. For full details, including participation requirements, head over to our official Endless Ragnarok website. Finally, base Granblue Fantasy Relink will be getting a revised price on both PlayStation and Steam. And for PlayStation Plus subscribers, a reminder that Relink is currently in the game catalog, meaning PlayStation Plus Extra or Premium members can add it to their collection for no extra cost. Now's your chance to set out for adventure before Ragnarok comes for us all.
いかがだったでしょうか。前作グランブルーファン
Originally,
タジ
we
ーリ
planned
リ
to
ンクは
conclude Granblue
発売
Fantasy
前から予
Relink's
定されていた
development
3回の
after
ア
the
ップ
three
デート以
updates
降の
which were
制作体
announced
制を
prior
持
to
たない計
launch.
画でした。しかし、
However,
ありが
after
たいことに
release,
発売以降
we
もっ
happily
と遊
received
び
an
たいという
overwhelming
非
amount
常
of
に多くの
response
反
from
響をい
players
た
who
だくこ
wanted
と
to
がで
keep
き、
playing.
それに
Yeah.
お答えするため
So
に
to answer that
本
demand,
作
we decided to
エン
create
ドレス
Endless
ラグナロクの開
Ragnarok.
発が決定しました。リリンクのゲー
Due
ム
to
デ
the
ザインの
structure
構
of
造上、
Relink's game
単にキャ
design,
ラクター
we
や
felt
クエス
that
トが
simply
単
adding
体で追
individual
加されていくだ
characters'
けのアップデ
requests
ート
and
では
incremental
ご
updates
満
would
足
not
い
be
ただ
enough
く
to
ことが
truly
難し
satisfy
い点がある
players.
と考えていました。で
That's
すの
why
で
this project
本
was
作は超
conceived
大
as a
型拡張として
large-scale
キャ
expansion
ラクター、
with
クエス
additional
トの追加は
characters
もち
and
ろん、
quests,
新たなストーリー、
brand new
多数
story,
の新システム
numerous new
と新
systems
ゲー
and
ム
game
モード、
modes,
クロスプレイ対
and
応といった
crossplay
あら
support.
ゆる要素のア
There
ッ
are
プデートを
updates in
行っていま
virtually
す。
every aspect of the
さら
game.
に、前作
Furthermore,
リリンクの
Endless
部分に対して
Ragnarok
も
brings a wide
多数
range
の
of
追加、
additions
変更要素、UI 改修、
and improvements to the
全体的
original
なゲームバラ
Relink,
ンスの見
overall
直し、
game balance
便利
adjustments,
機能の拡
and
張など、
expanded quality of
本
life
作の開
features.
発を機に、
With
もう
this
一
project,
度リリン
the
クを作
development
り直
team has
す思い
poured
で、
everything 我
我々
we have
開
into
発
the
チーム
game,
ができ
approaching
る
it
こ
with
と
the
の全てを
mindset of
つぎ込んでい
rebuilding
ます。
Relink from the ground up.
バトルシステムには
We've added a new
新難易度
system.
カオスで登場する強大な敵への対抗
It's
手
a
段
key
として
way. Wait,
召
I
喚
missed that
という
one.
新システムことのすべてをつぎ込んでいます。 バトルシステム
We added a new system in the form of
には
summons.
新難易度カオスで登場す
As
る
a key way
強大な敵への対抗手段として召喚と
To
いう
counter
新
the
システム
powerful
が
enemies
追加されまし
introduced
た
in the new Chaos tier
仲間
quests.
たちとの連携アクショ
Combined
ン
with
と
the
合わせ
party-based
アクショ
action
ン
which
RPG
already
のバトルとしてさらに
Relink's
奥
combats
深い
evolved
もの
even
に進
deeper,
化
more
してい
engaging
ます
action RPG experience.
本作で登場する新たな仲
Also
間につ
revealed
いて
new
もご
playable
紹介しまし
allies
た
coming to the game.
強敵として立
Among
ちは
them
だか
are
った
Galanza
ア
and
ビア参照
Mogliel,
のガランザ
two
と
of
マギラフリア
Avia's
が
three generals
そ
who
して
acted,
完全な
as well
新
as
キャラクター
Beatrice
とし
and
てベ
Eustace,
アトリクスとユーステスがプレイヤブルキャラクターとして
are
登
making
場
their
しま
debut in
す
Relink for the first time as
追加
playable
されたストーリ
characters.
ーでは
In the newly added
舞台と
story
なる
content, the
ゼガグラン
crisis
デ区
emerges
域
within
に
the Zega
新たな
Grandis
危機が
Gaiden.
訪れます本映像ではご紹介
And
でき
new
なか
key
った
characters
新
who
た
we
な
couldn't
重要キャラ
introduce
ク
in
ター
this
も
video
登
will
場し
also
ま
make
す
their appearance.
今回はベアトリク
We
ス
focused
のみの
on
ご紹介
Beatrix
となり
this
ました
time,
が他のキャラク
but
タ
you
ー
can
の
look
詳細
forward
に
to
ついて
future
は
updates with
続
more
報をお待ち
details
ください
on the other characters.
多彩なキャラクターと
Action
の連
RPG
携
that
で
delivers
爽快なバトルを体験
Jesus,
できる
did
アクション
these subtitles go way too fast, brother? An action RPG delivers an exhilarating combat through teamwork with a diverse cast of
キャラクターとの連
characters.
携で爽快なバトルを体験できるアク
Endless
ション
Ragnarok
RPG が
builds upon that
様々
foundation,
な追加要
evolves
素
it
で
even
大
further
きく
with a
進化
wide
した
range of
本
new
作
content.
皆様に
The
最高
entire
のクオ
development
リティ
team
でお
is
届けで
working
きる
very
よう
hard to
開
polish
発
the game
チー
to
ム
the
一
highest
同
possible
全力で
quality,
開発を行っていますので
so we
発
appreciate
売
your
まで
patience as we
今しば
continue
らくお待ちいただ
development
ける
ahead
と
of
幸い
release.
です
Thank you
ご
very
視聴い
much
ただ
for
きあ
watching.
りがとうございました
Okay, I guess that's it for the video. So, couple of things. This is very much kind of like an ultimate G rank expansion to Monster Hunter. I guess they're calling it the Chaos tier quests for this game. So I'm going to be checking it out for sure. And to answer my own question, it seems like what they expect is bring in your save file, which basically means if I want to play on PC, I'm going to be making a new save file. So likely I'm going to be playing this ahead of release and just blasting through the game. But yeah, it's going to be interesting jumping back into Granblue Fantasy Relink. The game really was a blast. I had an absolute heck of a time playing it with friends. So highly recommend, even though I know some of you guys are going to be hesitant because of what I mentioned about microtransactions, it's not a super big deal because like I said, you can get like one or two things that are important, but you can get those by playing the game as well, and it doesn't necessarily require tons of grinding. But I don't want you guys to feel like I'm justifying it. No, it's dirty. They shouldn't have done it. Absolutely. Never. I don't agree with it. But I still think that the overall experience of the game is just way too cool. So I had a blast with it. I'm going to be playing more of it when this comes out. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Let me know what you guys think about Granblue Fantasy Relink Endless Ragnarok. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay strong. Stay safe. Peace out.